Wellness for Life is brought to you by Perham Physical Therapy, Gothenburg Chiropractic Clinic, Mojave Ottawa Community Action Partnership, CHI St. Joseph's Health Weight Management Center, and Natural Alternatives.
Hi, and welcome back to Wellness for Life. We are over at Mojave Ottawa again, and I am joined with Katie Hubbard, who is a nutritionist over here. Thanks for being on today.
Hi.
It's our first time having you on, so we're very excited. I'm sure you're just as excited as we are. And you work in the Head Start program, Katie, and you kind of focus on the nutrition and physical activity side of things. So why don't you just kind of give us an idea of what you do over here?
Well, my role with Head Start is a lot to do with providing nutritious meals, looking over menus, also doing guidance counseling, one-on-one trainings with parents, and then also helping our classrooms engage in more physical activity throughout the day as well.
Great, great. With Head Start, let's talk about the ages. So the ages is at 3 to 5?
We actually serve pregnant mothers and then birth through 5.
Okay.
So we do a wide variety just depending on the different program options.
Sure, sure. And as you know, the nutrition and physical activity is a very important part, especially in those early stages of children's lives. So tell us kind of like with your menu planning, what are some things that you do to make sure that kids get the nutrition that they need?
Well, while they're at Head Start, we always provide them with a meal. It could either be breakfast, lunch, or snack, depending on which program option they're in.
Okay.
Based on that, we follow, we're part of the Child and Adult Care Food Program. So we actually have requirements that we provide the child with. For example, if they are here for a breakfast, they always get a milk, they always get a fruit, and they also always get a grain.
Okay.
And then based on their different ages, they get different serving sizes.
Sure.
We try to provide a variety of different fruits and vegetables, whether it be fresh, canned, frozen, throughout their day, so they can get a variety of foods as well.
Sure, great. And then on the physical activity side, let's talk a little bit about that too, because kids have a lot of energy,
yes,
as you know, but it is important to make sure that they are active. So
yes, with physical activity, we as Head Start use a curriculum called I Am Moving, I Am Learning, and we are incorporating that, and its purpose is to try to have families get 60 plus minutes of moderate to vigorous activity a day, where their heart is actually raised a little bit, or heartbeat is raised. So within that, our teachers do intentional planning with activity to get kids moving. It could be for a whole 20 minutes outside, something scheduled, or it could be a 5-minute song in the classroom.
Great, great.
And then with that, we also do parent trainings so that the parents can learn on how to incorporate these activities at home, so that they coincide with what the kids are doing at school as well.
Okay, great. And another thing, Katie, too, I know you were talking before, if parents had any questions for you, or say if they're having maybe some struggles with their child, either on the nutrition or physical activity side, you did say that you would be willing to meet with them one-on-one?
Yes, yep. One of the nice parts about Head Start is that we work all together. So by parents talking with their teachers can let me know if there's a concern, and we can come into the classroom and observe. We can do one-on-one if parents need, they have a specific topic that they want to learn about, or, a specific question that they have. I'm available to do one-on-one things, or over the phone,
sure,
or through their teacher as well.
Great, great. And one thing I wanted to ask you is, because I know children can be picky eaters, as I have nieces and nephews that have been. And so let's just kind of end on that, a little advice for those parents who have picky eaters, who, kids that aren't wanting to try different things. Yes. What is your advice?
It can be very tricky. One thing to remember is that as adults, we don't like every kind of food that there is available, so it's okay for a child not to like a food. The the parent, you choose the kinds of foods that are offered, so choose healthy options, and then let your child decide how much and of what they actually want to eat.
Sure.
It can take 10 to 15 plus tries consistently trying a food before they may like it. So don't give up after 1 or 2 tries, because, you know, with time they may enjoy it.
Sure. Yep. Yep. Great. With Head Start, you guys are accepting applications right now. So if there are parents who are wanting to enroll their child into Head Start, you are accepting applications.
Yes, we are accepting applications at this time.
Okay. And should they just call Mojave here to get their child enrolled?
Yep, if they want to call Mojave at the office, it's 847-1385, and they can direct you to who you need to talk to.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time today, Katie.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Wellness for Life.
Coming up on Wellness for Life.
Hi, my name is Ernest Hota. I'm the director and owner of Natural Alternatives in Monaga, Minnesota. And Natural Alternatives is a synergy of practitioners working together to help address the healing and rejuvenation of a whole host of issues. And today, one of the things that we're going to spend some time talking about is a syndrome called thoracic outlet syndrome. And before we get into that, I want to make sure that you understand there is both a neurological component to the possibility of thoracic outlet syndrome and also a vascular component. So meaning that blood supply could be compromised. And I'm going to show a brief picture here because it's actually pretty important to kind of see the overlay of how this works. The area that we're talking about is the thoracic outlet is from here, and both the vascular and neurological components also can come from the upper back. So there's a neurological component there and a vascular component here, and you can see in the picture where the blood supply can be compromised in the neck and in through the front of the shoulder and down into the arm. And people can have a whole host of symptoms that are associated with it. Numbness and tingling is very, very common. Neck pain, radiating pain into the arm and the shoulder, pain in the upper back coming down and radiating to the front of the neck and shoulder. Circulatory discomfort. If they bring their arm above their head, their hand will go numb and tingly. Or if they hold their arm out driving their car, for instance, their hand will go numb and tingly. Or also really, really common is during the winter months, their hands are very cold. They're very tough trying to get good circulation into the hands because, again, it's the blood supply may be potentially encroached and encompassed in this area that is entrapped. So we try to look at both of these two possibilities, the neurological and also the vascular components, in addressing this issue. But now, before I go there, I want to talk about one thing involving both neurological and vascular supply. It is 6 times more likely to entrap, encroach, or impinge a nerve within muscle than it is within a bone or a joint or an articulation. That's a huge number when you start to begin to understand also the issue of blood supply, because in the same area where we have these major nerves, nervous conduits that are coming down and affecting the entire arm and brachial structure as it's talked about through here, also involves blood supply. And those same muscles that may be damaged or irritated, as I showed in the overlay, could be in fact the source of the entrapment of blood supply. So we try to address that, and today I've set her structure up to go through and address both the neurological, and I'm going to attempt to address the vascular components too. So I've already have her set up with a pad clear in her back that's going over the typical neurological areas that are involved, and I'm going to really focus some energy here in the front of the neck and following these muscles, scalene muscles. There's also a group of muscles off the jaw and face that come down are called the platysma. And so these areas through the front of the neck and here, and as you saw in the overlay of the picture, can be causing the entrapment of the blood supply or possibly also nerve supply that is ultimately affecting these symptoms. Many, many, many people suffer with a host of different issues, not realizing that this thoracic outlet component might be the source of the issue. And having somebody get in and addressing it and helping them could be big time relief. Again, for numbness, tingling, neck pain. I've had people even go so far because of the damage involved in this muscle structure tell me that it affects their swallowing. They'll notice that it's difficult for them to swallow. There's also a very, very easy test for the compression of blood supply, and that's with the blood pressure cuff. A lot of times, if you've got thoracic outlet syndrome, you'll notice a change in blood pressure. So you can measure it actually by keeping your arm down and bringing your arm up, and changing position and blood pressure will alter. So our goal at Natural Alternatives is to get you in, to expose you and understand that there are alternative ways to address how people suffer with pain and dysfunction. And thoracic outlet syndrome is just one of those many things that people battle with, that sometimes I've seen even surgical procedures done where they go in and try to take away bone structure or do something to open up and create space, maybe because of motor vehicle accidents or falls or injuries. And again, I would really encourage you, try to look at non-surgical options if at all possible. Not to say that surgery isn't beneficial, but guess what? Many times it's not necessary if you know how to have somebody go in and address these issues. Our goal at Natural Alternatives, combined between all the practitioners that are here, Dr. Wheaton, Dr. Gottenberg, Dr. Anderson, myself, is to go in and give you these alternative options, ways to help address pain and dysfunction. And thoracic outlet syndrome is one of those issues where we can help you in a big way. So again, welcome. Go check out the trailer on our website. Look at all the videos about Natural Alternatives. We hope you're pleased. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Wellness for Life. Brought to you by Purim Physical Therapy, Gottenberg Chiropractic Clinic, Mojave Ottawa Community Action Partnership, CHI St. Joseph's Health Weight Management Center, and Natural Alternatives.